the land. There are few of us who don't feel a deep kinship with it, a reverence for its vastness, an awe of its beauty, a sense of wonder at its ability to bring forth life. For as long as we've walked the earth, the fields and forests have been our source of food. Over thousands of years, there has come to be a person especially gifted in planting, raising, and harvesting that food: the farmer. Today, we look to him not only for food, but for clothing and for the very roof over our heads. In Alabama, farmers not only care for our people, but carry on their shoulders a huge part of our state's economy.
When I first started farming, it was real labor intensive. I've seen it come through the herbicides and the mechanicals, all that kind of thing. It's not something you come out here and throw the grain out on the land and go somewhere and sit down and watch it grow. You have to be there every day to see what's happening and take care of the situation as it arises.
Farm scenery may look pretty much the same now as it did a few decades ago, but move in a little closer.
I don't think there is a typical farmer anymore in the way that people think of a farmer. They think of something, an image from a Norman Rockwell painting several decades ago. And today, what it takes to be a farmer is that you have to be a business person. You have to know your costs, you have to know your product, and you have to market that product, and you have to manage labor and equipment decisions the way any other business person would have to.
According to Alabama farmers, high-tech tools are as common as hay bales these days.
Technology as an efficient tool, an example that comes to mind at 2 o'clock, if I've got to turn this irrigation system off, I can program it here out in the field to do that at 2 o'clock and I don't get out of bed. It saves the individual that's willing to invest in technology is the one that's going to reap the benefits from it through time and knowledge.
We now farm more acres with fewer people and fewer machines, bigger machines, and we use more computers to help us make decisions and analyze our records than we ever have before.
$10 million acres. Sometimes it's hard to imagine there's that much of Alabama left for farming. Slip outside the city limits, though, and you'll get a glimpse of Alabama's true backbone. Cattle. Poultry. Forestry. Cotton. In fact, there isn't much these graceful rolling hills can't produce.
We raise several crops in Alabama. Most of them do well when we have the right kind of rainfall, and we can compete with just about any state.
Science and technology combine to help Alabama produce some of the finest foods and healthiest livestock in the nation. Some familiar and some not so familiar farm animals. There are honeybees, shiitake mushrooms, alligators, emus, and ostriches, and emerging aquaculture commodities such as catfish that bring $50 million a year. "45,000 farms stretch across Alabama. Some have been passed down from generation to generation. And others are the holdings of brilliant young farmers embarking on new careers.
Well, our family has been on our land since 1850. Presently, I'm the 6th generation on the place. My great-grandfather started ours with cattle. I'm presently in family partnership with my grandfather and my dad, and now my children are even getting involved. So we've been in it for a good while. Agriculture has been important to our family for a long time.
And no matter what they're producing, they share something very important.
That's because it's tangible. It's a new chance to start every spring, even if the year before wasn't so good. There's always hope before you plant the seed that it's going to be the great one when you plant it. So every year you have hope that it'll be the one that you really remember. And I like that about farming.
Something that sees them through treacherous weather, voracious insects, price fluctuations, and a very modest bottom line. These men and women of Alabama love farming. A gentle rain, the love of the land, watching life rise from the soil. This reverence for nature probably qualifies farmers as the first stewards of our environment. But chances are, farmers are driven by something deeper than 20th century causes. Their love of farming is centuries old. It is the quiet calling of the land, Alabama.